also called as prosencephalon. Forebrain is divided into three parts: olfactory lobe, cerebrum, and diencephalon. Now we will concentrate on olfactory lobe and cerebrum. Later on we will study diencephalon. Olfactory lobe is divided into two parts: olfactory bulb and olfactory tract. Now where exactly this olfactory lobe is present? This is human brain. This is forebrain, front part. So these two structures are called as olfactory lobe, which consist of this swelling like structure called as olfactory bulb, and the tracts. These tracts are called as olfactory tract. The function of olfactory lobe is it is responsible for sense of smell. Come to cerebrum. Cerebrum, it is divided into right and left part. Right cerebral hemisphere, left cerebral hemisphere. Right and left. Why it is called as hemisphere? Hemi means half and sphere means round. So this is half part, half round, and this is half round. So this is right, and one is called as right, one is called as left cerebral hemisphere. Let us study the structure of cerebrum. Cerebrum, it is the major portion of the brain. It covers 80% of the human brain. So it is the largest area. It consists of two cerebral hemisphere. These two cerebral hemispheres, they are joined together here by one long commissure or a bridge like structure. They are joined together. Okay, that structure is called as corpus callosum. The outer structure of the cerebral hemisphere is called as cortex, and the middle part is called as medulla. Outer part is cortex, which is made up of grey matter. Now what do you mean by grey matter? We have studied nervous system and we have studied the structural and functional unit of nervous system is called as neuron. So neuron consists of cyton and axon. So grey matter means this cortex part consists of cyton part of the neuron, and medulla means inner part, it consists of the white matter. White matter means the axon part of the neuron. So this is cortex, outer part, and this is medulla. Now these cerebral hemisphere or our brain, it is not smooth. It consists of so many elevated parts and depressions part. Elevated parts and depressions part. So the elevated parts are called as these parts. They are called as gyri, and the depressions are called as sulci. Elevated means bulging parts are called as gyri, and the depressions are called as sulci. How you will remember sulci? S stand for sink and S stand for sulci. So the sink like structure, groove like structure is sulci, and the other part is called as gyri. So this forms so many foldings. Gyri and sulci togetherly they form so many foldings, and it is considered that if the person is having more foldings, that person is more intelligent. Now we will study cerebrum. What is cerebrum? Cerebrum, it is one of the part of forebrain. Now this cerebrum, it covers 80% of the human brain. This cerebrum is divided into two parts: right cerebral hemisphere and left cerebral hemisphere. Now this is the side view. This is cerebral hemisphere, one cerebral hemisphere. That side, one more cerebral hemisphere is present. So each cerebral hemisphere is divided into 5 lobes. So what are these lobes? Frontal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital lobe, temporal lobe, and last insula or insular cortex. Now let us see where exactly these lobes are present. This is frontal, front side. This is parietal, periphery. This is occipital lobe and this is temporal lobe. And this fifth lobe, insula or insular cortex, it is present somewhere here. Now these three structures, they are called as central sulcus, parieto-occipital sulcus and lateral sulcus, which is also called as sylvian sulcus. Now what do you mean by sulcus? We have studied that the brain is having so many folding parts or convolutions. The bulging parts are called as gyri and the depressions are called as sulci. So these are very deep valley-like structures. First, central sulcus. Due to these three sulcus, the brain, the cerebral hemisphere is divided into 5 lobes. 1 frontal, second parietal, third occipital, fourth temporal, and the last insula or insular cortex, it is present, it is deeply situated near the lateral sulcus. So it is not very much clear. Now how you are going to remember? Frontal F, parietal P, occipital O, temporal T and insula I. So you're going to go in clockwise direction. 1, 2, 3, 4 and here somewhere fifth one. So you will just remember this simple line. Faizu and Pari often taught insula. This is a simple line which I have prepared. F stand for frontal, P stand for parietal, O stand for occipital, T stand for temporal and I stand for insula. Now we will study how to draw human brain structure in a very simple manner. For that, you will have to imagine this closed fist along with this hand. This closed fist, it represents the human brain. So how to remember and how to draw? Let us study in very simple manner or in the 6 steps. Little finger and ring finger represents frontal lobe. This is our little finger and this is our ring finger, which represents the first lobe, which is called as frontal lobe. Then middle finger and index finger, which is called as parietal lobe. This is middle finger and this is index finger, which represents the parietal lobe. Now this is the back of the thumb, which represents occipital lobe. Then thumb means this part, it represents temporal lobe. Palm, this is our palm, which represents cerebellum, and the wrist part, it represents brain stem. So let us draw in a very simple manner or very quickly. First we will draw little finger and ring finger. These two are little finger and ring finger, which represents frontal lobe. Then we will draw middle finger and index finger, which represents parietal lobe. Now I'll draw back of the thumb, which represents occipital lobe. This is back of the thumb. Now I'll draw thumb portion, means this portion. Which represents temporal lobe. Now I'll draw palm structure, which represents cerebellum, and now I'll draw wrist structure, which represents brainstem. So this is first part, frontal lobe. This is second part, which is parietal lobe. This is third part, which is occipital lobe. This is fourth part, which is temporal lobe. This is fifth part, which is cerebellum. And last, this is the sixth part, which represent brain stem. So very quickly, within a short time, you can draw and you can remember these easy steps.